Today, I want to talk to you about something that sounds so very simple, but it's actually one of the most powerful skills we can learn, especially as we get older. It's the art of saying no and meaning it. Saying no works because every no you say opens up an extraordinary amount of meaningful yeses. Meaningful being the important thing here. Yeses that are chosen, yeses that are aligned with you, and often they're the yeses that come from clarity rather than obligation. And honestly, if you're over 50, you pretty much know all about obligation. Just a quick warning here. If you're a people pleaser, this conversation might feel uncomfortable, but it's an important one nonetheless. For many years now, I've worked with clients who want to say no. They know they should, they feel it in their body, but when the moment comes and they open their mouth to say no, yes comes out instead. Often so quickly, it feels like an unconscious response. And this isn't a weakness. It isn't a lack of confidence. It's conditioning. It's that layer that we got brought up with, what's okay and what's not. And our bodies remember. You can call it muscle memory, tissue memory, or simply habit. But many people, particularly those over 50 like myself, have spent decades learning that saying yes is respectful, polite, and certainly expected. We were taught to be agreeable. Don't go making a fuss. And we were certainly not taught to put ourselves first. And somewhere along the way, saying no began to feel selfish, difficult, or wrong. And I'm sure you remember, as I grew up with this one, don't go being selfish now. Here's what I've learned over more than 3 decades as a therapist and coach. Understanding why you want to say no isn't enough. Because under pressure, the nervous system defaults to what it knows best. That's why people say yes, even when every part of them means no. And the screaming the no in their head is loud. This is why I focus on practice. It's not just about awareness. It's something you need to practice. And what I do is I teach people how to train their bodies to recognize and execute a no response, all through the art of repetition. Saying no is a skill. And like any skill, it needs to be practiced out loud in a low-risk situation, low-risk environment. Could be your office space where it's private, could be at home. You have to keep practicing it until it becomes familiar rather than something that you avoid or is too frightening. What I found is when people are able to say no in real time, without an apology, without justification, or collapsing, the experience is often profound. They say they feel stronger, clearer, and some say they feel liberated. Simply by saying no, people gain more power, often more power than they've felt in years. Because what saying no and established saying no within yourself creates is greater choices. When you can say no with flow and with meaning, you're no longer trapped in this automatic agreement. You can pause, you can assess, and you can choose. That freedom is deeply empowering. You may also notice that when you begin to say no, other people react. They're certainly not used to you saying no, let's face it. Some are surprised, some push back, some try to renegotiate your boundary. Doesn't mean you're doing it wrong. It means the old dynamic has changed. You are changing your response. Hallelujah. When you stop automatically saying yes, you interrupt patterns others have grown comfortable with when they speak with you. Learning to stay steady in the face of those reactions is part of the practice. So stay steady. There's another layer I often see in people of my generation. As many of us were raised to believe that we should already know everything. Don't go asking for help. Therefore, Quite often, asking for help can feel like a failure. But the truth is, learning what we were never taught is an act of self-leadership, not weakness. Every no builds confidence. Every no clarifies what you're willing and not willing to tolerate. What you say yes to can be pivotal to your success, especially in business. But the real power is in the no and getting it out of your mouth. The no that protects your time, the no that honors your energy, the no that creates space for what truly matters to you. Saying no doesn't make you selfish, it makes you self-aware. And in the second half of life, clarity is not a luxury, it's an essential. Practice the art of no because your future yeses depend on it.